Yoga Show. It is summertime and it is hot here in Auburn, California. Thank you for tuning in today. We'll get right to it. We are working on low back moves today. Low back moves to live by is the name of the show. We'll be working on hips, low back, and a little bit of piriformis because some people have some issues with sciatica, which often, of course, relate to the low back. So there are many issues and many things. Certain restrictions will not let us do. So if there's something I'm doing today that doesn't agree with you, let's modify it a little bit or skip it and wait until the next move, okay? All right, we're gonna warm up just a tad, all right? We always wanna warm up before we work out. So let's come onto our knees, bring our hands forward, a little wider than hands and knees, and we're just gonna rock ourselves into a gentle low plank, bend the arms, and pull back into almost a child's pose. And let's just keep going here, rocking forward and back. Remember to keep those elbows in. Stomach is in firmly, and the hips stay up in the air. And the hips don't need to be perfect here. We just don't want to bring them down here, all right? So low plank, bending, and exhale, sending it back. Let's do about 8 or 10 of these. Inhale forward, exhale back. Inhale forward. We are coming to you from Auburn Community TV, ACTV Channel 20, on the Wave Cable Network. So thank you, Auburn TV and Wave Cable 20, for having us on yet again for some more regular shows here in 2021. It's very exciting. Keep going here. Keep the breath going. Nice long inhale and nice long exhale. Let's do 2 more. Make it a little bit bigger here, a little more forward, a little farther down, a little farther back, stomach in, and 1 more. Hold the next one back and take a wide child's pose. Bring the knees out to the edges of the mat, bring the toes together behind, and let the chest drop comfortably. Swish your chest from side to side like you're dusting off your mat, or your mat rather, dusting it, dusting it, dusting it. And just put your hands where they need to be to make you comfortable. Stomach is in, feeling this go into that low back, and now going into the glutes and the outer hips. Bring it forward again to all fours, and we'll do just a quick standard cat and puppy stretch. Take an inhale, dropping the belly, arching and looking forward. Exhale, big cat stretch. Now press away from that mat. Tuck everything. Inhale, puppy dog, also known as cow pose. I hate that name, so I like to call this playful puppy. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale, 1 more here, and exhale, cat pose. Alrighty, we're going to come onto our bum here and lay on our back. Now, these moves today are very specific, so this is not any kind of yoga flow sequence. We're just really concentrating on movements and maneuvers for the low back to loosen things up for the health of the spine and the health of our body and the health of our posture. We're going to bring our feet together in butterfly pose. The bottoms of the feet are together, the hips are down on the mat, and just release and open the legs out to the side, relax your arms. The feet stay in contact with each other, all right? And we're gonna very slightly drive the lumbar spine into the ground. It's not a big move. Don't tuck your pelvis or do anything like that. Just press the lumbar into the ground, and then keeping the feet connected, we're gonna pull the knees together and open the knees again, still having the feet touching here. And close the knees and open the knees. Now, as we pull the stomach in, this looks easy, it's not. And drive down our lumbar spine toward the ground a little bit. We're finding some movement and a little bit of discomfort here in the piriformis. Piriformis muscle, the external rotators of the leg at the hip, okay? Piriformis is inside your gluteal muscles. It's part of the glutes. Exhale. Let's do a couple more here. I'll get my hands out of the way. Inhaling. What's hard is really stabilizing the lumbar spine and the hips. And let's just bring our knees together, roll up a little bit, let our low back release a little bit, and take a little hug here. Push your heels up to the sky with your feet flexed and try to straighten your legs and just feel a little bit of talking to you in your hamstrings here. And then bend and straighten. Let's do this about 6 or 8 times. Bending here and straightening. So you don't need to hug your knees way into the chest. We're just going to hug enough so that we have a little bit of a challenge as we pull the heels up to the sky, feeling our hamstrings ignite a little bit. Use the word ignite. Let's do 3 more. So in order to work the hips and the low back, you know, we want our thighs well warmed up as well. We want everything well warmed up. Let's do 1 more, and as we take a little break here, hold this move, drive your heels up, and 1 arm at a time, bring it back and down. And let's just take a couple of breaths here as we stretch the front of the body here, the side of the body, our upper body. And bend the knees, cross your legs, take a nice inhale, roll it up, rock it forward, and here we go. Alrighty. So this first movement, we're going to take all fours. I'm going to turn this way because I'm going to do my right side first so that my right side faces you. We're on all fours here. We're going to take half a spinal balance, abdominals in, send the right leg back. This right leg is engaged and faces down. So this is pose number 1. Then we're going to open the hip. And on our exhale, we're going to look at that right foot and pull the knee into the right shoulder. Inhale, push it out again, come back to square. Take a breath. Inhale, open the hip. Exhale, pull the knee, puppy to the fire hydrant. Remember that pose? Send it back and square. Third one, open it up. Exhale, squeeze it, holding the third one. Squeeze this right knee towards your right shoulder. Lift up an inch. Ooh. Unwind here and release. Nice job. Now we're getting this whole outer area working, including our low back. Let's do the left side. You can stay right there. I'm just going to turn around. So, hands and knees. Remember to stabilize this bottom foot, by the way. Stabilize anything touching the ground, root it. Remember that, okay? Inhale, left leg coming back, stomach nice and tight. This leg stays engaged. Take a breath in, open the hip, and look over that shoulder, see your toes. Exhale, pull the knee to the back of the shoulder. Ooh, squeeze it. Inhale, send it back and square. Breathe out. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, pull that knee in. Inhale, send it back. Square it off. Inhale again, open it up. Third one final, pull it in. Look at that knee, squeeze it. Squeeze it, 2 breaths. Lift it up an inch. Root this foot. Unwind. Ooh. And release. That's a lot of work. Relax your shoulders for a moment. Take a nice stretch. Arms up as we relax our outer hips and our butt a little bit here. And come back to hands and knees. Going to send the right leg back again gently. Pointing the toe and keeping this leg engaged, we're going to make some very small circles. Just lubricating the hip here and manipulating that low back. Make some small but round, very round circles. And we're pointing the toe for a reason. This keeps our glutes engaged a little bit more. Works the low back a little bit more. Let's reverse directions. If you've done about 5 or 6 circles, again, our body is nice and square. Starting to feel a little fatigued here. And go ahead and release that leg. Shake it out a little if you want to. And change sides. Sorry to keep switching on you. Inhale, left leg, left leg coming back. Now remember, stay engaged, and we're bracing with this foot, point the toes. Make some small circles. This leg, this left leg, is very, very stable. The muscles are fully engaged all the way up and down the leg. Nice round circles. Reverse directions, if you've done 5 or 6, feel the fatigue in that hip, getting a little fatigued. 2 more. Release that leg. Go ahead and set back. While we're setting back and resting, let's curl the toes under. Not everybody can sit back here on the feet. So if you can't sit back on your feet, just bring your hands forward a little and tuck your toes, okay, with your hands, and chest a little bit forward. All right, up on our knees. We're going to take a gentle, almost a side lunge to the right with this leg. And pull this leg in. And what's very important here is we want this knee to track right over the 4 little toes. So unlike knee right over the heel, it doesn't have to be right here. We really don't have much overload. So let this right leg, let this right knee come over to the right toes. Our abs are in. Our body is forward, so we're not turning this way. Our body is forward. We're finding a nice stretch right in here in the groin. Now, if this is enough for you, stay right here. Press down on this foot a little bit. And if you'd like a little more, take this right arm inside the right leg. Give it a little resistance here. Pressing into this right leg, resisting with this right leg. And take this left hand, bring it back behind. And we've got an ever so slight twist here. The abs are in. Feeling a little resistance here, and if you'd like, you can bring this arm straight out from the shoulder. And if you're feeling strong enough, you're welcome to bring this arm overhead, grab onto this ankle, whatever works for you. But most of the feeling here, in whatever posture you're ending up in and you're landing on here, is in this area and this area, okay? So make sure you're comfortable with this. Push down into that right foot and return. Nice job. Release those hips a little bit. So we're really bringing a lot of blood flow into the hips here, into the glutes, etc. Let's take the left leg out. Driving in it a little bit and play with that lunge for a moment. Take some reps. Play with that lunge. Hips are facing forward. Chest is facing forward. Make sure you can only see that big toe, if any toes at all. Find your landing spot here. Find that lunge, body is tall, rooting this foot a little bit and bring that elbow down inside the left leg. Little resistance, a little press. Working your upper back on this a little bit too. And this might be your stopping point here, that's just fine. And if you'd like a little bit more, open this up a little bit more. You can raise your arm up. Take it behind, this is a slight twist, or if you'd like, overhead over that right ear. Keep a little pressure in this left foot so we're not sinking and falling into the lunge. So press down into the ground with this left foot a little bit. 2 more breaths. Push off that left foot and return. Rest your hips for a moment. That felt good. That's almost a standard warm-up posture we do before every yoga class or during our warm-up. All right, going back to the right side, we're going to take our right foot out. This leg is going to be pretty straight. The foot is flat. Hands are right under the shoulder, securing that left hand down. And we're going to open our chest to one side as we twist and raise this arm up to the sky. So we're drawing this hand back just a tad to feel a little contraction in the right rear delts. On your exhale, send this arm through the keyhole, sending it to the left, palm is up, hand is on the ground, and we're reaching through. Oh, that feels good. We're going to do 3 of these. Open it up again on the inhale. Open it up. Nice, long, flat back. Exhale, bring it through the keyhole, hand in contact with the ground. slide on the ground. You can rock your hips back a little if you want to. Give this a breath. And last one, we're going to have a pause on this one. Open it up. Working this rear delt right here a little bit. Stomach in, long spine. Both feet are rooted. Exhale. Bring it around. Reach through. Take your time here. Reach through. Exhale. And rest that shoulder on the ground. If indeed it reaches the ground, if your head reaches down, let your head rest down. Hold this for 3 breaths. Close your eyes. Relax for a moment. One more breath. And slowly lift back up, hands underneath the shoulders. All right, nice flat back. Let's send the left leg straight out. Now, very important, by the way, keep the rooted knee right underneath the hip. Don't come out here in a side split, okay? So we want to stay right here. Nice strong arms. Take an inhale, pressing down both feet. Open up to the left side, left arm coming up. If this is uncomfortable for the shoulder, you're welcome to take this hand behind and bind back here. On your exhale, stomach in, palm up, slide through the keyhole, reaching comfortably. Hold for a breath. Slide it back through, inhale, prepare, open it up, stomach tight. A lot of back work here. 1 breath cycle. Ooh, that feels good. Exhale, slide it through. And last one, inhale, open it up, gonna hold on this one. Strong. Pull that left hand back slightly. Exhale, reach it through. 2 more breaths. This feels wonderful. Because it's yoga, of course. Unwind, hands and knees down. Oh, let's recover from that one. Recover and relax for a moment. Take a little break here for your shoulders. Bring your hands behind the body. See if you can grab your forearms. And just rest here for a second. Shoulders are drawing down and slightly together. And if you're used to doing this, go ahead and lace your fingers together. Draw the elbows together here and draw the hands down and out a little bit if you want. So whatever works for you. Just a couple of breaths on that one. Good job. Alrighty. Right here, we're going to take just a very mild child's pose, and we're just going to loosen up this area again before we go on. Okay. Let's set our hips a little bit side to side. Make yourself kind of comfortable, and then just kind of slide side to side again without sitting on the side of the hip. So we're just manipulating that low back a little bit. We've got a lot of blood flow, a lot of circulation going through our back right now, our glutes, our thighs. My goodness gracious. Okay, we're going to open the front body a little bit here. So we're going to come onto the belly comfortably with efficiency, right? We're going to pull our feet to the outer edges of the mat. Okay, pretty comfortably. Try to keep the knees and the feet facing down here. Bring the chest down and rock your hips a little bit side to side. Not real slow. This is not a yoga posture, but wiggle the hips side to side a little bit here. So you're releasing that low back a little bit. You're pulling in some circulation as well. And then we're coming right back here to almost a locust pose, almost, except our feet are out. We're going to take our hands, reach back toward our heels, and lift up a little bit with the chest here. Lift up Now we want the abdominals in enough here for a little bit of contraction, a little bit of gripping of the gluteal muscles here. And release, come down, head to one side. Prepare again. Nice strong body, stomach in. Take an inhale, reach for your heels. Stomach in. Feel your legs are engaged. My legs aren't resting on the ground here. They're engaged. My kneecaps are away from the ground naturally. And rest one more time here. Head to the other side. Just take a breath or two. And third one, here's our best one. All right, nail down those toes. Take a breath in, activate the legs, lift the chest, reach for your heels. And you're just looking right here at the front of the mat. Keep your neck in alignment with your spine. That feels wonderful. Feel the work in your low back. It's slightly uncomfortable. Slightly uncomfortable is okay. Pain is not. So you're feeling some work there. Relax and release, head to one side. Release for a couple of breaths here. Wiggle your hips from side to side. And let's bring ourselves up and onto our seat. We're going to come into the piriformis again here. So as we lay back, we're going to do a bit of a laying pigeon or half a pigeon pose, or some people call it figure four, crossing this ankle over this knee. This foot comes up. And we're going to hold right here for a moment. Now this is not an uncommon posture at all, but actually this really isn't quite where we're going. So what we're going to do is take our elbows out to the side, and you can hold one foot if you want to. And we're going to rock side to side here. The abs are in. Gently rock side to side. You're really going to feel this go into these outer glutes here of your right leg. My right leg is crossed. So if your right leg is the crossed one, you're going to really feel this. This knee should be away from your chest. So we don't want the knee in here. We want it drawing away. And this foot is slightly flexed. And as we rock, and that rock gets a little bigger. For some of you, if this rock can get bigger, notice how close my elbow's coming to the ground. I might be able to land. I wonder if I can land. So do about 6, 7 sets of this and see if I can land and be comfortable here. Both shoulders are down on the ground, and I landed. So I'm on my little shelf here. My left elbow's on the shelf. And I'll see how far I can go. Maybe my right foot will drop down, maybe not. I don't know today. My right shoulder is on the ground. I'm looking in the opposite direction. Oh, I landed. Okay, my right foot came down, but if it doesn't come down, that's why we're holding this right here. Feel this deep stretch in the right outer hip and glutes. That's your piriformis talking to you. Keep this right knee away from the chest. We are doing great. Great. Keep breathing. Slowly pull that stomach in tight. Unwind. Uncross. Relax your legs. Relax for a moment before we go to side 2. And lifting one foot up, cross the other leg over. Now this foot is slightly flexed to protect the ankle and also to protect the knee. It doesn't have to be flexed a lot, just keep that ankle nice and straight. And here we go, we're rocking a little bit side to side. So both sides are different, remember. So, respect your body here, see what you can do. We're crossing over the midline enough to feel a little talking to right here in the left gluteal area. And I'm fairly flexible in this area, so I could come over pretty far. I'm not sure about this side, but we'll see today. I'm going to keep my elbows down just to be safe. Crossing over, because I've done about 5 or 6 sets. Have you? All right, gently cross over. This elbow is bent so I don't fall, and this elbow touches the ground before anything else, so I'm nice and safe. I'm feeling a stretch here, so I'm going to stop. I'm not going to go further on this side. Unless gravity takes me there, which is absolutely fine and wonderful. Gravity is taking me there. My leg is falling further, my foot is falling further, but I'm not touching the ground on this side, so that'll have to suffice. We're almost through. About 5 more minutes to go. 2 more breaths here. Slowly unwind. Uncross the feet. Relax the feet. Relax the knees. Right here, pull your feet out to the outer edges of the mat and let the knees drop together. Raise your arms overhead and just hold for a moment right here. You're giving the hip flexors a little break. We've done so much flexing here at the hips today. And bring your feet back to alignment with your hips and lengthen one leg at a time. One leg at a time, preferably with your arms overhead. If that's not comfortable, bring your hands to your shoulders or to your sides. And just take a good stretch here for a moment. Reach away with the arms, reach away with the toes. Make yourself taller. Reach. Grab onto your hands, lace the fingers and flex the feet and draw your heels away from the body as the abdominals pull in. Feel this go into the calves a little bit into the back of the legs. Still reaching away. Reach those heels away from the hips. Reach the hands away from the head and shoulders. One more breath. And relax. Bring your feet out to the edges of the mat again. And just very easy, let your knees drop a little bit side to side. Elbows and shoulders stay down. Just loosening everything up again. We did pretty well. We got a lot done here. I hope you're feeling wonderful. We're going to take one more very gentle posture here as we pull into a gentle bridge pose. So feet in alignment with the hips. Press down into the heels. Shoulder blades are down and we're reaching for our heels. Press into those feet and the hips are lifting up. Now, if you have a block, you're welcome to put your block under your hips here. I don't feel like reaching for mine, so I'm going to use my hands. And I'm going to bring my hands underneath my hamstrings and press my shoulders into the ground. And make this a little bit of a passive bridge, which is very nice. Slowly roll it back down. Bring your knees and your body up. Nice and slow. Change that blood flow a little bit. See how we feel. Relax the shoulders. Bring one arm across the body. Hook onto that arm and press over. Try to make sure the shoulders are nice and level here. Just give ourselves a little neck and shoulder release. Other arm across the body. Exhale as you draw it in. So all of these postures today affect our spine. Everything we do affects our spine, so we're so compacted and compressed all day long. It's nice to keep these postures like this, and there's many more, to keep them in our little mental repertoire and do these postures at home. You should warm up a little bit first, always. Thank you, ACTV. Thank you, audience, for being with me today. Thank you, students, for being with me today. And have a wonderful tomorrow. Namaste. Stay strong.